welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Yes, good, thank you.
Good? All
Yes.
fine? Good?
Yes.
So you brought something really special today, don't you? When I came this morning, I saw this beauty and I thought, this is crazy and cool and nice. So tell me a little bit about you. So first time here?
The first time here, yeah. We've wanted to try it for a while now, so come down and nice bit of weather for today. So thought we'd
good weather is a
bring the
little
cars
bit
out.
too much, isn't it?
So yeah, I've had this for 3 months now. It's a perfect balance between sort of supercar performance and family car practicality, really.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Iconic model, iconic car. But tell me, how did you get into cars? How that started?
All my life, to be honest, from
Yeah?
the very first words. So cars all my life.
And how many? You had different cars before, kind of. What
yeah.
kind of, always BMWs, or
No,
kind of you got into
second BMW. I had an M240i before this.
Okay.
So which is great, but I've got a little one on the way this year, so this is the family car.
Oh, right, that makes a lot of sense.
So
that makes a lot of sense.
The upgrade, really. So yeah, I've always had decent performance cars, S3s, Cupras, that sort of idea. But yeah, second BMW now and well into the brand. So yeah, we love it.
So you bought it 3 months ago. So what's the experience that you had so far? What's the kind of the most cool thing that you've realized about that?
I think just how it's two cars in one, really. It's when we're in comfort mode with valves closed, it could be a 320i. It's so relaxed and so quiet, and then you put it into M2 mode with two-wheel drive, and it's a completely different thing. So
it's a completely different
yeah,
car,
that's the nice balance, to be honest, between exactly what I wanted out of a car. BMW have always done this, haven't they? Because it's true with what they're doing now with the M5. When that was first released,
but
a lot
the
of
M5
people,
is heavy.
I know a lot of people are thinking, the weight of it's hybrid, which for me, I don't. I like it.
I had the E30 in the past, in the US actually. Lovely car, red color, which was kind of a bit controversial. Didn't like it, to be honest. Wasn't my preferred color for it, but I saw it. Was in a beautiful condition, coupe, very nice car. And I always, in my mind, the 3 Series set the tone for BMW sports cars. It's the most important car for that specific tone. And the 5 Series for me should never be.
No, I think what they've done, when they introduced the G Series, I think what they've basically done is they've stepped things up. So what is now the 3 Series used to be the 5 Series.
Exactly, size-wise has
not
grown.
exactly, but I think that's what they're doing now, where if you look back at the F Series and sort of previous to that, they were always the same sort of size and shape. But I think this time now with the M5, that's almost a 7 Series body, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it? It's so heavy. How heavy is it?
It's like 2.5 tons, isn't it?
2.5 tons, yeah.
Which
it's
with
for a sports car, or kind of a sports car. It's not right, is it?
I think they're trying to hit the luxury market now as well as performance, and I think they've done a good job with it. I think it's got 700 brake. It still does performance car things.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no doubt you put that around.
You need big brakes to stop that.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
Exactly.
I think still, even if it has grown as an M3, it still has a kind of very compact body. The overhangs are correct.
It's usable.
I think it looks very well balanced. And proportion-wise, is really powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's you see it, and you have the sense of power, the sense of speed, the sense of kind of muscularity that you expect in a car like this. So it's really.
But they've done very well to make it not feel too big when you're driving it as well.
Yeah. How does it drive? How do you feel it?
Yeah, it's really good. What I quite like about it is, although it's X-Drive, it's 4-wheel drive. When you've got it in the right mode, actually, it doesn't feel 4-wheel drive at all. It feels very rear wheel biased.
It doesn't try to control it for you, right? No,
but it's a perfect mix of, it lets you have a bit of fun, but it soon sorts it out if it goes too far. So as a sort of daily car, it's the perfect balance between performance and safety.
Right.
But
it does look like
that's something from going from an M-like car before, which was quite safe, quite sort of in the middle, to an M car. It's amazing how much difference there is actually between the two.
This is, of course, an M3 competition. Have the M3, have the classic 3 Series. So what's the main difference that you kind of saw between the competition and the classic M3?
Yeah, so over here in the UK, we only get the competition model. The car was released in 21 with rear wheel drive. I think X-Drive was introduced sort of shortly after, but there is no non-M competition car in existence. I think the US, I think some of Europe get the non-competition pack, but over here it's just this. So there is no real choice, but I think for what the car is, it owes itself to having that little bit extra. So I mean, pretty much as it comes out of the factory at the minute, but it's just a little over 500 horsepower, twin turbo S58 engine.
The competition is going around. Look at that.
That's it. We've got the rival. At this point, obviously the car's under the manufacturer's warranty. Obviously you don't want to do too much to it, but these things are really tunable. So
what are you planning? What's your plan? Because you've done some changes on the exteriors as you said. But what's your plan for the engine?
I think for now it's to be honest, with everything else going on this year, I think as it is perfect for me. But never say never. I mean, these things with a simple tune is capable.
We always say that, right?
Oh,
I'm not changing, I'm not doing this, and then and suddenly, you start scratching and kind of, I'll just do this, just change that, and then you see it's a completely new thing. Isn't it?
Well, this is it. I mean, these things are capable. Even just a simple remap will take it to close to sort of late 600-700s. So, I never say never, but I think at the minute it's that perfect sort of half and half between what I need.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mentioned to you before, I've been working on the new iX3, iX4, designing it. And of course, the design language and the whole thing has changed. Electrics as well. Yeah. So I think when you see a car like that, and it brings back what they should be.
Yeah.
The M3, it's that, isn't it? You don't want anything more than this. You want to be able to still tweak a little bit here and there, still change a little bit here and there, and make sure that it's... it goes back again to the heritage, to the past of the M3s and what they represent, what they are about.
I think at the time of filming this as well, the new M3 has just either spied or released, but I think they're moving that to electric now. So this is kind of the last of the best.
You can't kill it, right?
This is it. I mean, I'm not a good advocate for electric cars at all, but I think with performance cars, I think it deserves one thing really, doesn't it? And
you see a lot of brands now moving back, kind of, we'll go full electric. They're all going back. I'm okay with hybrids. I'm okay with kind of combining and making sure that you get the best of both worlds. But in a car like this, kind of having raw power and kind of having its roots on your hands and kind of making sure that it still represents what it, kind of the pedigree is about. It needs to be like that. I don't want them to kill this.
No. So I'm hanging on to this one. I've got a reputation for changing cars too quickly, but this one's staying.
Yeah, stay with it.
Just give it a click. That's it.
Here we go. Yeah, I thought in the beginning that was a little bit too much. So when I saw all these cuts, it's really aggressive, isn't it? It's really edgy, kind of the tension on the lines was kind of a little bit. But I think it does suit what this car is about. It does deliver the message that it's...
I think BMW are probably one of the very few now that actually does make quite a big difference between the sort of M Sport model and the M cars. There's a lot of cars now, you sort of, let's say your Audi S cars, RS cars, they're all in the same sort of body these days, aren't they? Where I think BMW do a good job with actually making the M cars look that bit different from the original one. Yeah,
flared arches. I love the way all this kind of works nicely with the tension of that line coming really soft. Do you see that how that gets really soft, and as it accelerates, it gets sharper, right? And then of course it disappears towards the rear end. One thing that I can tell you that I'm not a big fan, actually.
Go on.
Can I?
Yes.
All right.
Insult me.
No, I'm not insulting you. I love the flared arches, but I struggle a little bit, and I understand why it's like this. How this surface comes, twists, gets almost flat there, and then twists again back. Of course, being a flare kind of arches, you need to move it out, and you don't want to do a new door.
No. because I get it. You know, they've got to retain some parts from the original car, haven't they?
Exactly, and I understand that.
Mm.
But is there one of the things that I said, oh,
Yeah, and
yeah, it biffs up the rear end,
Mm.
and
it's one of the only cars I've driven, and you look out the mirror and you do see, you know, you see the spoiler, you see the arches. You actually, you know, it sounds
yeah,
really
you
stupid,
know
I
what
know,
it
but you
is,
know
don't
what you're
you?
driving from inside.
That's
And,
really cool.
Yeah.
Actually, you have 4 cannons in the back. don't you?
Yes.
Look at that.
And they're all real as well.
Jesus, look at that.
I know.
That's massive.
I think these days with emissions, obviously that every car's fitted with, you know, particulate filters and whatever. I think it's a very controversial sound it makes. I think a lot of people don't like it. I'll be honest, me being one of them when I first saw the car, but I think, to be honest with you, as time goes on, actually it's with a lot of cars sounding less and less these days.
You need to make sure
the
that
best
you
of a bunch.
arrive and leave nicely.
Yeah, that's
Otherwise,
it.
our neighbors will not be happy. Of course, it's an M3. It's classic. It has such an amazing pedigree. All the past, all what this car represents for BMW is just amazing. The heritage that it has, it's something else. This car now takes it to a completely different position. It's an evolution of that same pedigree with the new front. A lot of different surface language. It's different from the past, of course, so BMW is evolving. So what do you think is the most eye-catching thing that you get in this car? Kind of, when you saw it, what was the kind of the first wow
Yeah,
that you got?
I think for me it was the colour. I think, you know, they don't make a bad colour in the range, to be honest with you, but this is an individual colour, this one. So this is Anglesey green, which is an individual colour. There's not many of them around, to be honest, in this colour without the ultimate pack with the buckets. So this is the perfect balance because it's got the comfort seats. It's not covered in carbon. It's quite a nice, classy spec.
So it's an M3 competition, so a very specific model, full of kind of everything that you can get, right? It has all the bells and whistles that you would expect in a car like this. The controversial, but kind of getting okay now.
Yeah.
Front end, everyone starts to like it more and more and more. And I think it suits this car, to be honest. Laser, headlamps, everything that you can get.
I'll be the first to say, when this first time this was released back in 2021, I was on the fence about the front grille. So, but ever since, to be honest, especially owning one now, I do get it. I do. It is growing on me a lot more.
A lot of people kind of, when they saw it for the first time, they kind of, oh my Lord, this is kind of, it's strange, isn't it? It's,
Well, they're doing
it
again,
was
aren't
in
they?
the beginning, but now everyone is starting to kind of get into it more and more and more.
Yeah.
So I think the front end as a design choice,
Yeah.
it does make sense. And the headlamps are different as well, don't they? So they kind of embrace this whole new generation, and it's nice.
And a lot of owners, I think, put the CS grills on them. But to be honest with you, I prefer it as it is now, rather than doing what a lot of people do, because people put the different grills to the front, and they all start to look the same. So I think having the front end as it was it makes it a little bit more rare, I guess. But
So being an M3 competition, this one has flared arches, front and rear. Right, has a nice, very nice stance. It sits a little bit lower as well.
yeah, it's been over to the guys at Motec.
Oh, you took it to Motec?
Yeah, so they've fitted the springs and spacers, front splitter that you see on the car now. So they've done their few bits
Quite
to
a lot
the
of
car. Yeah.
So what else they've done? Splitters.
Splitter lowered and spaced it, and I've also put the CS wheels on the car as well.
So that was your choice?
Yeah.
So it wasn't gold before?
No, so it was delivered with black wheels.
Okay.
And then we put the CS wheels on the car. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, has already a little bit of view.
Yeah.
What else have you done to it that it's kind of, other than that? Have you done any other change?
That's it so far. I'm enjoying it for what it is for the moment, and let's see what happens in the coming months. But yeah, as it is now is for me is perfect. Anyway,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. How many miles have you covered so far?
The car's done about 4,000 miles now. So, but it's going to Europe twice this year now. So it's going to Germany next month, and then back home, and then hopefully another trip over to Nürburgring later in the year. So.
All right.
Yeah,
So you have it planned
yeah,
already.
that's it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it very much. Yeah, it shows that he has only 4,000 miles.
Yes, that's it.
It's absolutely
it's not very
pristine,
well
isn't it?
well used.
Look at that. Whoa. That's a dash and a half, isn't it?
But again, in a world where we're losing buttons and everything's gone to haptics and whatever, I think BMW actually have retained buttons, which is quite nice.
You need in a car like this, right? Because you don't want to kind of be going fast and trying to find where things are. You need to make sure that everything is in your hands, and there's a limit between not having buttons and having buttons.
Yeah.
In a sports car, you need a tactile feedback. You need this kind of quick response that if you are kind of going in a track day, you really want to kind of feel the car and make sure it's
simplicity.
Yeah.
But they offer this car with an ultimate pack, and this is almost an ultimate pack minus the carbon buckets. It's got comfort seats, which again, for me, I think these seats are better suited with how I use it, and obviously minus the carbon. But
yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Double contrast stitching, really cool. Very nice. Very refined and very nice interior as usual. The little details that BMW always have, and the kind of the M series, it's lovely. And it has, again, nice nice balance between carbon not overtaking, or kind of not overtaking, not kind of taking over in the interior. It still shows the kind of the sportiness of the car, and making sure that it's not really taking over.
As I said, I love carbon, but sometimes you got, as you can see, it's well used.
Yeah.
We have a little puppy, and he loves it in the back of here. So
how do you feel about it?
He loves it. I mean, the thing is, what I've told myself this car is it lives in a garage, but it's no garage queen. I want to use it. I want to get the most out of it. So.
Yeah, and one thing is, I keep looking at this color. As much as I look at it, more I like it. I can kind of really.
They offer this car in quite a popular colour, the Isle of Man green, which is quite a light metallic
nice,
colour.
isn't it? It gets better and better.
And there's another similar colour they offer, which is actually taken off a Lamborghini colour palette. But this is another option of it. Yeah.
Of course, you're balancing the use of this car being a sports car and a family car. Boot space.
Yes.
It has the right balance as well, isn't it? Oh, it's deep. It's quite in deep. He again has the correct balance between being a sports car and a very practical kind of car as well. Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, again, you with the size of car it is, you want it to be practical, and there you go. It is. I mean, when I was looking, I considered they do a touring version of this, which is the estate, and it's as good as looking as the car is. I think the price difference between the saloon and the touring, for me at the time, I couldn't quite sort of see that much difference for what I'm going to use it for. But I think I prefer the shape of a saloon over an estate anyway.
I'm fascinated by those four. Really strong, really powerful.
I think, obviously there's a lot of exhaust options for this car, but I think I saw one the other day with a Miltech on it, and you can get bigger tips on the back of these. So
yeah, really cool. You mentioned that you work on a podcast as well.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because you said that you have kind of passion for cars for many years.
Yeah.
You've been in love, as we all are. But what's the podcast about?
So the company that I work for, Eclipse Automotive, a couple of years ago we released a podcast called Talking Shop, and it's basically industry specific, and the guests that we have on are again from the industry. So doing well for us, doing some good things, and bringing business over to the company, which is exactly what we want. So,
but it's not sports cars, is it?
It's more commercial vehicle and machinery biased. But yeah, still for what we do in the company, it's very specific.
We got the link, right? So follow us, subscribe to both, and let's keep growing. Tell me a little bit about the license plate.
So I guess if you know, you know, but the ATM3.
Yeah.
Between the saloon, the estate, the convertible, the to a class of the G8X
Yeah.
group. So G8X, my initial AP. So
That's
if you
really
know,
cool,
you know.
isn't it?
It's a bit sad if you don't, but there you go.
No, it's a perfect plate. It's a perfect plate. I saw it, and you mentioned later on, and I thought, yeah, that's really
I've run
special.
a plate for a few years.
It's a very cool car. I'll tell you one thing. It's one of, I think the color combination, the plate, the kind of the gloss black items, the golden wheels, it just kind of creates a very unique car. And I saw it when you arrived in the morning. I saw it. I said, oh shit, we need to capture that, and we need to have it. And thank you so much for being here.
No problem at all.
And it's great, lovely car.
No, and nice to come to you.
And don't change this one, right?
No, this
Keep
is
it for a little while, because otherwise, I mean, if you change, bring it, the new one, and then we'll talk about it.
Don't worry, I've got the wife telling me I can't change this one now, so that's it.
Cool. Great. Sweet.
Great, thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.